friends, welcome to TechnoGeek SFDC. So we are back with another coding scenario today where let's say someone asks you to write a code to keep account and opportunity owner in sync, which means that let's whatever the owner value is there, owner ID is for account or same owner ID should be available on the opportunities related to that particular account. Okay, so this is a scenario which we are going to cover today. So in this scenario, typically we have two internal scenarios which we need to think. Okay. First thing is whenever an opportunity is getting created. Okay. So whenever an opportunity is getting created, we need to see what is the related account owner ID and set the same owner ID. Okay. So this is when opportunity is getting created. Another scenario is that you have account, you have let's say five or six opportunities associated with it. Now a user comes and change the owner of the account. Then in that case as well, whatever the new owner is there, that needs to be pasted over the opportunities owner as well. Okay, all the related opportunity owner as well should get changed to account owner. Okay, so these are the two scenarios which we will be covering as part of this whole coding scenario. Okay, so we will start first with our opportunity related when opportunity is created. Okay, so in this case what we need to do, we will be writing a trigger on opportunity because here we are doing a DML on opportunity object. Okay, basically we are creating a record on opportunity. So we'll be writing a trigger on opportunity with before context. Why before context? Because we have to update the field on the same record which is initiating this trigger. Okay, so that's where we are going to use the before context. And since it is asking for the creation, okay, this means we will be using the insert. So overall, we will be writing a trigger on opportunity with before insert event. Okay, so for doing that, we will first go to developer console. Okay, and I will write a new trigger here by using Apex trigger. I will select, let's say, opportunity demo trigger. Okay, and I'll select the object as opportunity from drop down. So I'm selecting the opportunity, I'm clicking on submit, and it has already created a trigger on opportunity with before insert. Okay, so this is what we want. Okay, that is before insert. Now in this what we need to do, we will be keeping, we will be first putting a check that if trigger dot is before, okay, and if trigger dot is insert. Okay, now, next what we need to do, first we need to capture the account IDs associated with the opportunity record. So for that what we will do, we'll use something like set of ID, okay, related account IDs equals new set of ID. Okay, now we will start a for loop on the opportunity, that is trigger dot new. So trigger dot new will be having the new version or the version of the record which is initiating the flow. Okay, the new version it will be storing. Okay, so we'll be using trigger dot new, and now in this we will put like dot add opp dot account ID. So account ID is a standard field on the opportunity, that's why we are using that. Next is we will create a map of ID comma account. So map will be of ID, account ID as well as account record. Okay. So let's say I'll give ACC map equals new map of ID comma account, and there is a shortcut actually to create this type of map. Okay, with ID and the object ID as key and object as the value, there is a shortcut. Instead of doing a query using a for loop, you can directly put the SOQL query inside the braces what we have here. Okay, we can write select id comma owner id from account. Okay, where id in related account id. So this is the accounts related to the opportunity which is initiating the flow. Okay, now in this line what we had done now, with using that particular account IDs, we have done a query and created a map. Okay, where my ID or my key of that map is account ID and the value is account record. Okay, now next is, again we will do the same looping. We will again do a same looping on trigger.new. Okay, so the second looping we are doing to set the owner ID of the opportunity. Okay, so we will be starting the loop here, and now for opp dot owner ID, we will set the value from the map. So how we will do that? We will use acc map dot get opp dot account ID. Okay, so this part will give me the account record, okay, from this map. Okay, so it will give me account record associated with this account ID. And now we will further use dot whichever field we want to use. So in our case, we will be using the owner ID. Okay, so by using this method, by using the map method, by using the map, this will your code will become very much simplified and it's easy to understand. So we are using a map, getting the account record based on the account ID, and from that account record we are fetching the owner ID and setting the same owner ID to the opportunity. Okay, so this is one scenario. This is the first scenario which we had discussed. Okay, and we will save this. Okay, it is saved now. So let's test this thing. Okay, so for example, I'll go to any account record. Let's say I'll take any account. Let's say I'll take this demo check. Okay, here currently let's say account owner is my name, so I'll change the owner to, let's say, some demo user. Okay, I have changed the account. Now let's say if I create a new opportunity here, okay, then how it will behave we will see. Okay, so since I am the logged in user, if you are not putting the logic, it will set the account opportunity owner as allo. Okay, but since we have the logic, so we will see how that logic is going to behave in our case. Okay, so it will be demo opportunity check. Close date I will select it as, let's say, 28th. Stage I will select it as, let's say, need analysis. Amount I'll just put some 3 4 6, some random value I'm just giving, and I'll click on save. Now let's go to this demo opportunity and check who is the owner of this. See, so owner has been set as the account owner here, that is your demo user. Okay, so this is our first scenario. Okay, so this is what we have covered our first scenario. This is how it's going to behave, where you are keeping the owners in sync. Okay, now let's talk about our second scenario, where account when the account owner is updated, set the new owner as the opportunity owner on all the related opportunity, on the related opportunity. This should be opportunity, I think it's a, by mistake I written account here. Okay, so it will be, I need to set the account owner as the owner of all the related opportunity. Okay, so there are two ways of doing this. Okay, first is by mere with your out of the box functionality. So there is an out of the box functionality as well. So let's say whenever you do a change in the account owner, you have option to transfer open opportunity owned by the others. Okay, but this only talks about the open opportunities. If you have closed opportunities or like that, then you cannot transfer like this. Okay, so that's where we are going to write a trigger basically on account to transfer to change the owner of all the opportunities irrespective of any stage, let's say open, close, any stage. Okay, so in our second scenario, what we need to do, we need to write a trigger on account because now we are talking about change in the owner of the account. Okay, so this means we are doing a DML on account. Next is your uh, which event it will take. Okay, so it will be an update event. Okay, because we are updating the account owner, and here we need to use after context. Why after context? Because we are not updating the same account record which is initiating the flow, but we are updating the opportunity record. So opportunity is a separate object. So when you are doing a DML on the other object, related object, and not on the one which is initiating the flow, in that case you need to go ahead with the after context. Okay, so let's see how we will write a trigger for that. So we will, let's say I'll keep it as new account apex trigger. I'll keep it as account demo trigger, and I'll create on account, and I'll do a submit. So here what we need to do, we need to use after, and we will use update. Okay, now we will see that we will first put again trigger dot is after. So we are basically putting this if condition to keep your code separated in a and more modular way so that it will be easy to understand which code is getting executed on which event. Okay, and then if trigger dot is update. Okay, again, now here also we need all the account IDs, right? We need all the account IDs. That's where we will use set of ID account IDs equals new set of ID. Okay, now what all account ID we needed, because your update will fire for everything, right? It will fire for any field value change, but here in our context we need to only see if the owner is changed. So that's why we will be first giving a check that if the owner field is changed, then only consider that account ID for our further operation. Okay, so how we will do that? We will first put account ACC equals trigger dot new. Okay, trigger dot new will be having the new version of your account record. Okay, which is not yet saved, but it is in the transaction currently. Okay, I mean it's not yet committed. It is saved, but it is not yet committed, and it is in the transaction. Okay, now next is we will put a check here that if ACC dot owner ID is not equal to trigger dot old map dot get acc dot id dot owner id. Okay, so trigger dot old map will contain the older version of your same record. Okay, so now we have the new version and we have the older version. Now we can compare these two versions and check if the owner id has been changed or not. So this is what this if condition is doing, and if it is changed, then I will add that account id acc.id in the list. Okay, this we have got. Next is we need to first, okay, so what we need to do here again, uh, we need to now query the opportunity. Okay, so what we can do, we will get all the opportunity record here related to these accounts IDs whose opportunities whose owners are changed. Opportunity, okay, OPP list equals new list of opportunity. Okay, now OPP list will be again do a SOQL query here, select ID comma owner ID from opportunity. I'll also take the account ID, the related account IDs. Okay, account ID from opportunity where, okay, so it will be like, okay, from where account ID in this set, whatever the account ID we have added into the set after checking this if condition. Okay, so we'll put like this. Okay, now we will start iterating over OPP list. Okay, or if you want to save the heap size and all, you can do one more thing. Instead of doing a query and adding to this list, what you can do is you can just use inline for each loop. Okay, for each loop with circle query. So I can just, instead of writing here, I can just take this and I can paste here. Okay, so this is not being assigned to any yeah, so this is not being assigned to any variable. This is where you are saving the heap size. Okay, so yeah, so here I will get all the opportunities, okay, which is associated with this account ID. Now what next we need to do? We need to change the owner. Okay, so opp.owner_id will be trigger.newMap. So trigger.newMap will be having the new version of your account. Okay, so in update context, you have trigger.old, which is a list of old version of the record. You have trigger.old_map, which is again a map. It's instead of a complete list, it's a map, so that you can use a key value pair to extract the data. Okay, older data. Similarly, you have trigger.new having the new version of the record, and trigger.newMap to get the new version of the record based on the ID, record ID. So we will be using trigger.newMap.get um, opp.account ID, okay, dot owner ID. Okay, and then I will add into this list dot add opp. Okay, so here what we are doing, from trigger.newMap we are fetching the new owner and assigning it to the opportunity in the owner field. Okay, and then adding it to a list, just to consider the bulkification. And now we will basically update this list. Okay, so before that, just we can put a check that opp list dot size is greater than 0, then update opp. Okay, so this is basically we are doing so just to check that if the list is having any record, then only do the update, otherwise don't do it. Okay, and now we will save this. So this is what our logic is doing, that we are getting the account IDs from that, I mean those account IDs whose owner are changed, and then we are getting all the related opportunity IDs, opportunities, and then setting the new owner for those opportunities and updating it. Okay, so now let's see how it's going to behave. So as we have seen our previous example, we have account, okay, and I think we will be having an opportunity as well here, which we just created. So let me just go back to that opportunity. And also I'll do one thing, I'll add the opportunity related list here so that we can see what how many opportunities we have. So I'll just add a single related list here, and this will be related to opportunities. Okay, so as you can see, I have one opportunity in this. Okay, and then I'll just save this. This is saved. Now we'll go back to our record. Okay, so now here, as you can see, I have one demo opportunity, one opportunity I have currently in this. Okay, now if I change the owner to, let's say again, to myself, from demo owner to myself, I'll change it. Okay, so this got changed. Now let's see how what happened on the opportunity record. So if you can see, the opportunity record owner also got changed. Okay. So this is how you can do the mapping. Okay, or basically you can keep the owners in sync, and this is how we are covering this coding scenario. So in this scenario, basically we covered two internal scenarios. One is we are going from child to parent, that is from opportunity to account, getting the account owner and updating the opportunity. And second scenario is from parent to child, where when our account owner got changed, then we are updating the opportunities. Okay, so I hope you found this scenario interesting, and I'll try to put this code as well uh, on a blog, and I will make it available on the video as well. Okay, in the description part, you can get the code as well. So with this, we will wrap up today's video. Thanks for your time, and we'll come up with more scenarios and more topics in the Salesforce. So please share, like, and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for your time. Bye bye.